I think it's about Jonathan Kuminga. That's what I think. I know that we want to focus on the big three. I get it. But let's be real. The big three, as I said last week, it doesn't really exist. It doesn't exist in the form that we've known it to exist in the past anyway. If Jonathan Kuminga is still on the team next year, he's one of your best three players, right?
Yes.
He might be your second best player.
Yes.
He might be trending someday soon being your first best player.
Yes.
Okay? So that means that the big three is no longer the big three. They're not the three best players on the team, right?
And you're about to say trade him.
No, I'm not. I hope they don't. I want to get that out front.
Okay, good.
I hope Jonathan Kuminga's on the team. I find him to be a fascinating, exciting player. I was admittedly a little bit late to the party. I wanted to deal him for Drew Holiday in the last offseason. But I like the guy. We've been waiting for the growth that we have seen now in the last 3 months. And now I really, really like the guy. And so I very much hope he's on the Golden State Warriors. That said, I just want to point out that while we're all talking about if things don't go great for the Warriors over the next 2 weeks, big changes. You can have big changes, but, that's that whole John Wooden thing. Remember, there's a lot of activity, but you're doing nothing?
Yeah.
That's what the Warriors would do right now if it's like, well, yeah, Chris Paul will be gone, and Klay Thompson will be gone, and maybe trade Wiggins. Okay, great. What? That's a lot of activity, but you're doing nothing. How are you actually getting better? I would argue that right now, this Golden State Warriors team, if you are of the mind at the end of the regular season that there are big changes necessary, someone explain to me how you do that without trading Jonathan Kuminga. That's the only way you're going to get a big return, right?
What if I told you if you just took out all the drama, they're a 5 or 6 seed right now?
I don't think
if you took out all the Real Housewives of Golden State Warriors drama that we've seen over the last 2 years and they just played basketball.
I don't think I'd believe you.
You don't think they're good enough if Draymond was there for all the indefinite suspension that he had and getting ejected? You took all that out and he played basketball and you took all the drama that these guys have had to deal with besides playing. They lost one of their coaches this year. He died right in front of them. Mm-hmm. Kuminga killed Joel Embiid. He's coming back tonight. Well, he's not coming back tonight. He's close, but he messed up his knee. I mean, there's been so much drama all season long. Like, if you take all that out, you still think they're a 10 seed. What I'm saying right now might sound really stupid, but I don't think they have to make too many changes. I don't think it's blow it up. And I'm not saying run it back like we're talking about with the Niners, but I'm saying if you take all the drama out and you just play basketball and there's a way to do that this is a pretty damn good team, but they have had to deal with a lot self-inflicted and otherwise this year, which has made them inconsistent, and it's why they're a 10 seed.
I have multiple questions to answer your question.
Go ahead.
First question, do you really believe that this group of people and players are capable of going through a season without drama?
Oh, I thought you were going to say winning. Yeah.
I mean, you said it yourself that a lot of it is self-inflicted.
It is. Wiggins didn't come to camp in shape. If he went away for family reasons again. I forgot about that part.
Yeah, it was only 4 games.
Still, that's a lot. Yep. 1 game is a lot when you're getting paid that much money and you're playing at the highest level and you're trying to win a championship. Missing 1 game for personal reasons is a lot. So 4 in a week is a lot. I'm sorry, and I'm not saying that he didn't. And it wasn't justified. I'm just saying that's a lot.
Well, I guess this is what it sounds like to me.
And Kuminga saying that he needs to play. I mean,
right.
Take all of that out.
Sure, but that's a normal flow of a basketball season.
Yeah, I mean, if it's been above and beyond the last couple of years with these guys.
If what you're saying is, it's like, the Warriors would be good if Wiggins would be focused and if Draymond would behave. Well, for God's sakes. I mean, we've been doing that their entire careers. I don't think those are reasonable ifs. So I don't like to say that this group can just play basketball, just forget the drama. I don't think they're capable.
I just think when you start making changes to make changes, and obviously you want to get better in these trades that we're kind of playing with right now, that you got to be careful that all of a sudden you lose your identity and you just get a bunch of pieces. And now you're playing with a bunch of pieces that don't know how to play together.
Maybe.
And there's an adjustment period. We already have some pretty damn good pieces right now that have either underperformed for whatever reason, and one guy's like coming into his own in Kuminga. I think you tweak. I don't think you blow it up.
The other thing you said, and this is my next question, you said, don't you think if they just played basketball and forgot all the drama, don't you think they're a 5 or 6 seed? Is that the goal?
I mean, it'd be a lot easier to be a 10 seed.
Sure.
And I know we're all spoiled here, and we want parades on Market Street every year, and we think they grow on trees on Market Street. Is there trees on Market?
Probably fake ones. There's some plants out there.
We think those things are easy around here, those parades.
No, they're not. They're not. But I'm just trying to get into the brain of Steph Curry. That's all of us are really trying to do, aren't we? At the end of all of this, when you've got your superstar player, and whether it's direct or indirect, the decisions made surrounding an organization are kind of based on him. Not solely him, but that's the straw that stirs the drink. So his opinion matters, his age matters, his abilities matter, everything. If that's the eye of the storm, is Steph Curry, well, we're trying to get in his brain. And I wonder if his brain, with how many years left? 3? I wonder if his brain is sitting there going, man, I hope we can be the 5 seed again in my career.
I think his brain is over Draymond's antics.
Maybe.
I think his brain is over all the drama. I think if Steph was sitting here having a beer and you were his best friend and he knew it was off the record, he'd tell you, dude, I just want to go win. I just want to play. All this other crap, I'm so over it. And I think there's a lot of guys probably in that locker room that would say the same. I bet you if you ask Clay over a beer, he's like, he's the most mellow dude in the world, right? Fierce between the lines or on the court. I guarantee you he'd sit here and say, like, yeah, I'm over all this. I just want number 5. I just want to win. Okay. And he might talk about his contract and the owner and where we're going with that too. And he's telling me one thing and doing another thing, and you hear some things off the record that'd probably be super interesting. But I think if you took like a anonymous poll in that locker room right now with coaches included, they're over all this drama and they just want to play basketball and they just want to win.
Yeah, but how do you do both of those things? That's always been the question with this particular group. How? How do you just go drama-free and go win? Because the drama, if in this particular case what you're talking about is represented by Draymond Green.
There's been other drama too.
Yeah.
Wiggins has had his share, even though it's family and everyone's got to tiptoe around it because it's family. Yeah. It still wasn't there.
Okay, so get those 2 off of the team in form of a trade. What are you getting back, and are you now going to go win?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's fun to talk about. But like I said, in our little handoff thingy, is that what you call it? The handoff thingy?
It is now.
It's the handoff telling thingy. You. It's the handoff I don't know thingy. What it's the handoff thingy.
Yeah. We call it the crossover, but I hesitate to say that to you because I like it better when you call it the handoff.
It's the handoff thingy.
Yeah, it's very suggestive.
But we don't have a handoff thingy because we're the last show, right?
Correct.
So there's no handoff thingy at the end of our show.
We hand it off to Grandy.
Oh, all right.
And he does an hour of the best of all of the handoff.
Let's get Grandy in here for the handoff thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, I'm focused on these games.
Me too.
I'm excited. But they're such a roller coaster and an S show at times this year where you're like, they're great, they're going, they're going to make one more run. And the next game you're like, what are they doing? What are you even doing?
Tonight is a classic example of what you're talking about. I can already tell you what's going to happen tomorrow.
They're going to blow a big lead and lose to the Mavericks tonight?
No, I can't tell you what's going to happen tonight. I'm done predicting Warrior games, but I can tell you what's going to happen tomorrow. One of 2 things. There are only 2 things that can happen tomorrow. If the Warriors beat the Dallas Mavericks tonight at Chase Center, it will stir up feelings inside people who follow the Warriors that they can still win a damn trophy this year. If they lose, that will stir up the exact opposite of they can't win at home. This is a complete charade that we're all having all year long. I don't know why we've been taken on this journey. It's like we're totally myopic. What on earth? Those are your 2 options. There's no in between, which is where life exists. But
that's what being a fan is about.
And that's fine. I'm not here to rip it. I'm just sitting here telling you that, like, what the dynamic you're talking about is classically triggered by this game tonight. This type of game.
Right.
Good team.
Good team.
Home game.
Yeah.
Key moment. Opportunity. If you win it, it's going to feel like when you beat the Bucks 2-3 weeks ago. If you lose it, it's going to be shrug shoulder. We're not good enough.
Well, you know what's weird? I always felt like the routine as an athlete was better at home. Because, you're in your car, you're in your bed, you reintroduce yourself to your family when you come back from a road trip, and especially your dog, because your dog's like, where you been, dude? I don't even know who you are anymore. And then you have your routine in your locker, and then you have your fans that give you energy. Like at the end of a season, when you're dragging, you feed off that energy, you pull on that energy. And then their record at home it's below 500, right? What is it?
It is
18 and 19.
18 and 19.
Yeah, it's below. I don't understand that.
22 and 15 on the road.
And every time I've been there, it's loud, and the fans are in it. I don't know. Are they too comfortable at home? Is it too nice at home?
This one is a bigger mystery to me than what was happening last year when they literally were disallowed from winning a road game.
Right.
This is so mysterious, and last year, as it turns out, there was an answer. We just weren't given that answer until the year was over, which is that I think that this team had a hard time last year getting along. So you all get on the road together, and there's tension, and that became problematic for them when they were away from home. This year, there's not an answer that makes sense. You can't. There's nothing you could say that'd be like, oh, that's why they're not good at home. I don't think an answer exists. It's quirky. It's odd.
They've lost some tough games.
Yeah, but come on. I mean, that's
loser talk.
That's right. That's the NBA. These games are close most of the time with 5 minutes to go.
Well, I mean, whatever's happened. Like I said, focus on these last games and then take a deep breath and detox and make decisions. I think like Brian Sabian used to come on the air all the time when he'd get in fights with people on the radio, and he would say, judge me by my body of work. And I'm a firm believer in that you wait till the season's over. You wait till every leaf has fallen off the tree. You sit down, you have a really nice bottle of wine, you decompress for a month, and then you make decisions.
Okay, but
because you take all the emotion out of it.
Right.
If you try to start like planning for next year right now and you're done, Levy, like, no, let this thing play out, and that'll all happen how it's going to happen, and you'll figure things out when you take the emotion out of it.
But that's got to go both directions. You said Jonathan Kuminga's untouchable.
He is.
Well, that means you've already made a decision.
No, I made that decision.
Right.
I'm not the GM. I'm a fan.
Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you can't say that either then. You've got to wait and let it play out and see a month after the season's over how you feel, right?
There's just certain guys are untouchable in an organization.
No, there's a certain guy.
But I will say this, too, Mark.
I want him to stay. I want him to stay.
There's no such thing as untouchable in any sport, any player. Because if I'm going to push my chips in and you're going to give me what I want, there's a legendary story about Bryce Harper on the trading table for 7 of the top prospects with the Houston Astros. And the front office went to ownership and said, we're getting guys that throw 100, we're getting 3 first round, but whatever it was. And they just got like green and said, no, the fans.
Did they really?
Yeah. So like everybody's on the table for a trade. If you're doing your due diligence as a front office, yeah, everybody.
No. Steph Curry is not on the table.
All right, we'll take it. Take him out.
He's not on the table.
But everybody but him.
Okay.
Guys, let's just put it this way, thinking about it on live radio, guys that you wouldn't think are on the table always.
Sure, I get that that's the nature of the beast.
If Logan Webb at the trade deadline and I can get what I want for Logan Webb, and I'm telling you,
I understand.
I wish we could be a fly on the wall for the talks.
I understand.
Just because you're talking to a team about them doesn't mean you pull the trigger on it. But all some dumb GM goes, "Yeah, I'll give you like 4 first-round picks for Logan Webb, and they're all good." Okay, and you're like, Trey Turner. Like there's examples of like if you can make a great trade and you feel like you're just ripping somebody off, you do it.
So we agree then that Jonathan Kuminga is not untouchable. Say it.
I
say it.
From a fan standpoint, I love the guy.
Fine. Is he touchable?
I'm like one of his biggest fans, and I think he's Dominique Wilkins part 2.
Is he touchable?
I mean, you can see. You can see, but it would have to just blow me away for me to think about that.